Hi, everyone. It's Diane Evans with stampingwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So if this is your first time joining me, welcome. I'm so glad that you have found me, whether you found me through YouTube or through Facebook, or it's been shared to you by a friend. I really do appreciate you joining me today. Make sure that you're subscribed to my YouTube channel. That subscription is just down below. And also down below are links either to my Facebook page or my Facebook group. So welcome. It's Wednesday. It's my mystery stamping. I don't do mystery stamping the way I used to when it started with the pandemic. I basically now pick three things. And you probably have noticed that three things were not noted. But I pick three things, and from there you can make a card with three things. Most time, 9 times out of 10, everybody's got something like that that's in their craft room. So the clues today were an encouragement sentiment or words of encouragement. Hello. And the other one was embossing. Now, very liberal. I went with embossing, where you could go like embossing with an embossing powder or with like embossing folders. But I missed out the third one. And there's a really good reason why I did. I'd gone in, I was at the theater this morning, and I'd gone in to make sure that it was going to post when it was supposed to post. And I took off the third clue. So if you want to play along with this one, and the third clue is background stamps, you could do that. But if you want to use another stamp, by all means, use another stamp, because I didn't give you all of the clues. So I had actually shown this card at my virtual launch, but I didn't have a video for it. And somebody had asked me how I had done certain parts. Now, it's a very, very simple card, but honestly, it's a great card, and I want to show a couple of stamp sets that are there. These are the background stamps, actually. Oh, let me just jump on down. So we are going to make one with, we're going to do embossing. We're going to have words of encouragement, and I'll show you the stamp set, my favorite stamp set of all of them. Hello, Pam and Betty. But these background stamps are the new background stamps that are in the J to A mini catalog. There's a lot of other background stamps that are in the annual catalog, so feel free to go and use those. They'd be really good to use. These have, a lot of people look at these two and they go, ooh, I don't know what to do with that. Honestly, these are amazing stamps to play around with. But today we're going to do a watercolor world card. Now, I happen to need a couple of these cards that have encouragement. I think this is a really, really tough time of year for a lot of people. A lot of people are down in the dumps, that sort of stuff. So I thought, though, I could give this card to a couple of people that I know. So in any event, oh my goodness, it's snowing in Ontario. Hi, Lila, and Kay, good afternoon. And it's wet in Nova Scotia. So what I see on here is a bunch of Canadians. So hello, my fellow Canadians. But anyways, we're going to use this watercolored world. And like I say, I did show this card. I'm going to use a tiny bit different colors, not too many different colors, but from what I used on that I showed the card on the weekend. I didn't make the card for you. So we're going to go ahead and use this. Now, probably one of your best tools that you could have in your stamp room is a stamparatus. How many of you have stamparatuses? I think I have certain tools that I think are the best tools, and this is one of the best tools. Your take your pick tool is another, and honestly, I really think your scoring board is another one that is amazing. All right, so with the stamparatus, I tend to always have this up this way, and the reason I do is because I know always if I do a template, I can have it go a certain way. Yes, very, very important to have one. All right, so I went and I put this onto my plates. Now, the unfortunate part is now with Stampin' Up, we can't get the extra plates. And that's a little unfortunate. I was fortunate at the time to get extra plates, so I at least have them. I have them for all my different classes. When I do classes, like say for the city, I like to have 2 or 3 of them that are there. I go with extra plates set up and everything else. And that's probably another reason. Somebody asked me the other day why I don't put those stickers on the back, the cling stickers. I leave my stamps a lot. If I know I'm going to do a series with a particular stamp set, I leave them either on the Stamparatus and on the block. And they're very hard if you leave them on overnight. So, yes. See, Betty, I use my cut and emboss every single day. I've used it today, but not on the stamp, not on these cards, which is kind of cool. And I use my take your pick, and I use my Stamparatus. I use it a lot. All right, so I just have a piece of basic white. I've actually got a couple of these. Let's see. I've got one for the inside, and honestly, I don't know what to put on the inside. If anyone's got any suggestions, because we're using this particular one, I don't know what to use on the inside. I guess, well, I don't know. Anyways, I know that this piece is 3 3/4 by 5. And I go ahead and I just mark. This grid paper is also very, very important when you have a Stamparatus. So I will go down. I'll double check to make sure that I've got my magnet in a certain spot. And you know what? I think I could take that up just a bit. Where I'm going to put the words, it's okay. You know what? I'm going to bring it back down. Changing my mind. Do you know, I saw this play today and it was amazing. It was called Boom X, and it's about the baby boomers in Generation X. The guy, it was a one-man show. He was amazing. I've never seen somebody with so much energy. I was just in awe. And of course, it was music that I could really relate to, and I really enjoyed it. So, all right. So I'm just reading the comments here. Yes, of course. Yes, I will tell you, and this is the beauty of the Stamparatus. I was a part of, it was a L2L group from Stampin' Up, and we helped design this and put this together. And one of the biggest things was important to us was that we had an open bottom here where it was open. So if you have a piece of paper that's more than this 7 by 7, you could put it in there. Like if you're scrapbooking, you could put a corner in here and turn it around, and you could have corners all through your scrapbooking. Anyways, that was the whole purpose of that. This also works really good for hinge stamping as well. All right, so I'm going to use fairly similar colors as I did on the weekend. I'm going to use Bermuda Bay, and let's go ahead and just ink up our world, so to speak. Now I'm probably cutting off Alaska, a tiny little bit of it. I wanted to make sure I got the South Pacific in to include my friends down from below. And it's no thing on Alaska. It's just my sheet of paper is only 3 3/4 by 5 inches. All right, so I'm going to come in with my Chucky. And of course, you know that you can look up under my YouTube channel, The Most Amazing Tool at Chucky. And you'll make it from your own recyclable stuff. No need. You don't have to go and pick up bottles and do whatever. No need to spend extra, but why not recycle your stuff? So let's just get that in there. I'm going to probably have to push a little bit harder. I could put a globe, but you know, that's a great idea, but I don't think we have a stamp set that's current with a globe. Oh my goodness. I love that. And this is a distinctive stamp too. It's one of those ones that, look at all those islands and everything. I'm just going to go and see if I can just get a few more of those islands there. The Stamparatus is very good. I love the hinge stamping. I love the fact that you've got, with 2 plates, you've got 4 surfaces, you know, that sort of stuff. All right, so I think that's good that way. Now, what I also want to do is I want to come back in with this, and I'm probably going to end up putting that back in there where I had it. And the word ones that I'm using, and like I say, I showed this on the weekend. This is, I think, one of the best kept secrets. And how sad is that? It is a great secret that is in the catalog. I don't think too many people have seen it. I've used this stamp set quite a bit. I've used this one. I really like this Follow Your Own Star. You know, it's just amazing. I really like these kind of sayings and things that you can get. All right. So now what I'm going to do, we want to make sure we got this up the right way. And before I actually stamp this on here, I'm going to make sure that I've got it on there straight. So I'm just going to come, let's put this on. Let's get that on there. And then I'm going to take this off for a second. And I want to make sure that this is straight. So I've got some Starry Sky, which is the color that I'm actually going to choose. Geez, I wish we had a globe. You know, I could do some sponging on the inside. I know, let's just see if this is straight to begin. Whoops, I got my, that won't work too well. Whoops. It's just off by a bit. So it's a little high. So I'm just going to bring that down just a bit. And I'm going to just change this paper around just so that I can see if it's straight. And I'm going to go back in. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, so I'm going to go back. And I'm putting this back in because I know where that cardstock has to go. So, all right, so make sure that that's good and dry. This is just going to go in here. And like I say, Starry Sky, I think, is a really good one to use. You don't use it enough. And, you know, that's the problem with a lot of our tools is to use them a lot. If I am doing any kind of a class, I will make a template and use a template for my class, and I'll cut out a whole pile of the dies. Or if I'm doing swaps, I do it, or if I'm going to do 2 or 3. Now, I like to show this because a lot of times, if you have a stamp set that you're not sure how it's going to stamp, like a background stamp, I definitely always use my Stamparatus for a background stamp. I just find we have more coverage with it. So let's just get that in there a little bit more. And especially you see that I needed to come and use some more there. And I'm going to come back in. I can see on my stamp here where it didn't stamp. So I'm going to come back and do that again. So dark on that side. I want to make sure it's good and dark on this side as well. I use my Stamparatus too when I'm using Memento ink, and it's a solid image. Like those cats that I did the other day on Monday. I wanted to use the Stamparatus so that I could get a good black image on there. Scotty dogs were another example of that as well. All right, so I'm just going to come and clean that part off. And you know, I had all my cleaning tools right here. And here. You do have to use, I love my my scrub, my Stampin' Scrub. But these chamois definitely have a way that you need to use these instead of the Stampin' Scrub. So I'm just going to go ahead and take that part off. We'll just put that there. And I'm going to come in with the piece of I had a piece of spare. This is a layer. Let me get another piece here. We'll probably find it afterwards. Now, what I want to do is I want to come in here. I know where that's going to be, so I'm just going to come in and just put that there. We're going to use our embossing buddy. You know me. I love embossing. But honestly, sometimes that's the only way you can get good stamping. Like on a dark color like this, what other would you use? You could use a dark color, but you would find that it's not going to show up and it won't be as dramatic as it is when you emboss. So I'm just coming in with my Versamark. Another thing that happens with a Stamparatus is you tend to, you know how these stamps, you do get halos on there. You may not get as many halos on there as you do in with a regular stamp. You know, I don't think that I'm going to come in again. Let's just get that down there. Okay, that's good. Now, while I've still got it out, I'm just going to clean that off. Always when you use Versamark, you want to clean off your stamps fairly quickly. Right. So now we can come in with our embossing powder. I'm just watching for... Oh, New York is also snowing in New York. It's really trying to snow here. It really, really is. It's but it's actually quite nice today. Watch, when I have my class on Sunday, it'll snow, so I have to get out and shovel before the ladies get here. All right. Hi, Mishwari. How are you? All right, so we've got that. Let's go ahead and let's just heat emboss that. Make sure your heat tool is on the high setting. And don't go like this and move it. Just be patient. Just let it heat up. And then it just, when it's like that, then you just move. I just move the cardstock. You'll find that you don't overcook it. And honestly, I have another technique that you need to know how to emboss in order to do so many of these techniques that I'm doing. So probably the reason why I keep going over and over and over again with all these techniques. All right, so this is just going to sit right on here. So I'm going to put that on there now. Hello, Gail. Oh, Calgary is +4. Like I say, Calgary is that one city that you can see 4 seasons all in one day. Beautiful weather, though. We just don't know what we're getting. Now, this piece of white is 3 3/4 by 5 inches. And then I probably went 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. I just wanted a very, very thin border. Look, that looks like that's a little crooked. Maybe if I put it in my trimmer, I'll see that it is. It did cut it crooked. All right. No worries. I will come in with my trimmer. Let's use the trimmer. And I'm just going to see if that is crooked or if it was me that... No, it was crooked. So I'm just going to come and just trim that down. Oops. Oh my goodness. Now see, I'm making a mess. Now, if you ever do end up with where it's jagged edges there, what you can do is you can take a painter's sander's block and just sand off. We used to have a distressing tool, but you can just sand that off. And usually what happens is that was reason that happened was because it went into the groove. But if your trimmer is dull, it'll happen as well. Oh, it was snowing this morning. Okay, so we've got that. I think I'm going to put some twine on there. I'm going to use some of my basic twine like I did on the other one. I've got a white here as it is. So I'll just come and we'll just run that through. Just trim that off. Yeah, we had a tiny bit of snow as well today. Just a skiff. Nothing to panic about. Didn't even have to redo or even look at doing my driveway. All right, so I am just going to, this is not long enough. I'm just going to take this. Now remember when I showed you, I think it was yesterday I showed you, where I'm just going to come in and I had my, oh my goodness, see? Well, I'm going to do this way. I want to bring this underneath. If I don't get this tight, every time I say it, I'm going to show you a way to tighten it. And if I don't get it tight, I can show you a way to tighten it. So maybe I can purposely make this so it's not tight. Because it's really a good tip. All right, so we're going to pull this down. And we don't want to cover that part up. There, we're going to leave that like that. And I'll trim that off in just a second. Now, we happen to have these pieces here. So what I wanted to do was I'm going to do layering. Now, remember, the clues were embossing. They were words of encouragement. So alone we can do so little. Together we can do so much. That is, I think, a great encouragement stamp. So I'm going to cut this alone off. I'm going to cut the together off as well. So let me just go in there and cut that. Just like so. Fussy cutting, right? To me, this is easy fussy cutting. Now, if you want to, you could have put that into your trimmer and cut it. I probably would have had more problems with that. So this is going to go up there. And then we're going to go alone. Whoops. Here. The tweezer hack is clever. Yes, it's great if you can find your tweezers. And normally they would be sitting with my embossing kit. So we have that and so much. I think we'll pick here. Now, I thought of using the other sentiment that's in there, and I love this one, but this one didn't work so good. You couldn't see the other parts when I cut out the stepping stones. So, okay, so we got that. And that's just, you know what, I want to cut from this end. I think I've got more control cutting from this side. Let's just get that out of the way. Okay. So just like this. And this is where you can accentuate certain words. It actually really adds to the card itself. So let's go ahead and we're going to use the black dimensional. So I've got the little ones for some of these words, and then I've got the regular size ones. So let me come in with my take your pick tool. I misplaced my surprise, I misplaced my stylus for my scoring board. So I put in the other side of this take your pick tool. So that's why my other take your pick tool is sitting over by my scoreboard. So let's just get that on there. There. This, you know what, I'm not going to chance it to put, just use the small ones. You know, these black dimensionals come in small and big, 2 sheets of each, which is clever. I find I use the big ones more though. There we go. All right, so let's put the together on first. So I'm still waiting to see, other than a globe, what we could put in the inside. Oh, I know what I could do. Worst comes to worst. Now let's come and take this off. So much. Like that. And then let's put this on there. There we go. Oops. That just needs a tiny bit more of a trim. There we go. So see how that kind of all ties together. Now again, this is 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. You know what? That's something on the inside. So I'm going to make sure that that's where I put my inside piece. With my bone folder. Do the map again, 2nd generation. I could do that. All right, this is going to go like this on here. I might just come in and just do some sponging on it. I would like to see it even if it was masked off. Boy, I have problems with those words. So this will just go like this. Let's trim those off. Let's make sure that's good and stuck. Do you know what I could do and make it really, really simple? Is I could just get a strip of, let me see if this would work. Usually have so many of those strips. This one strip. You know what? I'm just going to do this. I'm going to make it very simple. So I'm going to come in with my scoreboard. And let's go, that was a 1/2 inch. So let's just go 3/8 of an inch. Okay. So this is just going to be a bit off-centered there, but that'll kind of just make it look a little tiny bit different. So I'm just going to put that there. Whoops, my dog barked. Scared me. Oh dear. Thanks. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think that might work. Did you see me jump? Oh. Good thing I didn't have ink in my hand. Oh my goodness, that would have been just awful. Now, I've got glue there, so I should probably come in with my oh, you can't laugh at yourself. Who can you laugh at, right? Okay, so just there. Thank you. Like I say, we're just going to kind of do something. Oh, Get all that on there. So let's just come with some more glue. There we go. And that's going to kind of tie it together with the colors at least. I really like the Starry Sky and Bermuda Bay. I really like that combination. I think it's really, really pretty. All right, so this is just going to go on here. And see, that's going to kind of just do a tiny little bit. I did, Joe. I know I did. Oh. Very focused on what I was doing, obviously. All right. There we go. So if there's anything that you want me to do, you want me to use, I don't have all the stamp sets, but if there's something, especially the techniques or and my Thursday nights, my Now What series is where I take something from your catalog and we do something with it. Now I'm going to come in. These also match with these dots here. And I thought, well, you know what better thing to put on here are the dots that actually really do match. So I'm just going to come in and, you know, I don't think it needs a lot, but I'm just going to come and I'm just going to, you know, just put this up here. Here and then there. No, we're going to mark Kamloops. Well, that's pretty low. Kamloops would be more there. Anyways, we're just going to go ahead and just put this like this. So there we go. All right. So there's a card. It for the mystery challenge. It's a background stamp. It's embossing. I did emboss there. I also did a background stamp on here. You know what? I really think this also would be really nice with that, with the dots and the other one. Where are they? They're just right here. I really think that you could get away with doing that on there as well. So like I say, there's your background stamps. So let's see if we have any more questions. My walls need to be painted. Well, yeah, they're kind of not my colors, that's for sure. Thanks. I like these colors together too. All right. So if you do have any of those ideas to do for the techniques, like I say, I have a lot of lists, but I got to kind of be in the mood to do it. The one that I had done with the Retiform yesterday was because somebody had said they wanted a masculine kind of a sympathy card. So that's why that all came together. Let's see what else is there. With my tomorrow, I'm coming on live at 6:30 Pacific time, and it's my Now What series. So I will be picking something from the catalog, and this one really does need some explanation. So I'm going to show you how to use a particular stamp set, and we might have some problems, but that's okay. We're going to be good with it. But anyways, I want to show you how to do it, and it's because of somebody that was on the virtual launch that we had on the weekend mentioned something, and I kind of took off from there with that idea. In any event, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you enjoyed the card. I think we can always give encouragement to some people. Remember that this is kind of that time of year when people are a little down in the dumps. So we definitely want to help bring people up. So have a great day. Don't forget, give me the thumbs up, share my video. I really do appreciate that. It does give me, it encourages me more to do more and more videos. Also, if you do live in Canada, you don't have a demonstrator that you're working with, I'd love to work with you. Just reach out if there's anything that I can help you out with. I'd be more than happy to. So have a great evening. Remember to create because it's great for the soul. Bye for now.